Audie Murphy, born on June 20, 1925, in Kingston, Texas, was one of 12 children in the impoverished sharecropping family of Emmett and Josie Bell Murphy. Growing up during the Great Depression, Audie's early life was marked by poverty and hardship. His father abandoned the family when he was a boy, and his mother passed away when he was just 16. Orphaned, and with only a fifth-grade education, Murphy was forced to leave school and take on various odd jobs to support his younger siblings. These early years of struggle forged his character, instilling in him a profound sense of responsibility, perseverance, and toughness that would define his later life. In 1942, Audie Murphy enlisted in the U.S. Army after being rejected by the Navy and Marine Corps for being too small and underweight. Standing only 5'5" tall and weighing just over 110 pounds, he seemed an unlikely candidate for battlefield glory. Yet his small stature belied an incredible courage and natural leadership. Throughout World War II, Murphy served with distinction in campaigns across North Africa, Italy, France, and Germany. He quickly earned a reputation for bravery, tactical brilliance, and fierce dedication to his fellow soldiers. The pinnacle of his heroism occurred on January 26, 1945, near Holtzwihr, France, when Murphy single-handedly held off an entire company of German troops for over an hour. Despite being wounded and outgunned, he climbed onto a burning tank destroyer and used its .50 caliber machine gun to mow down enemy forces, simultaneously calling in artillery strikes. This unbelievable act of valor earned him the Medal of Honor, the highest U.S. military award, at just 19 years old. By the end of the war, Murphy had received every U.S. combat award for valor available at the time, including the Distinguished Service Cross, 2 Silver Stars, the Bronze Star, and 3 Purple Hearts. In total, he amassed 33 awards and decorations from the United States and Allied nations, solidifying his status as the most decorated American soldier of World War II. Returning home a national hero, Murphy struggled deeply with the psychological scars of war. He suffered from what was then called battle fatigue, now recognized as post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Despite these internal battles, he used his fame to raise awareness for veterans' issues and the need for mental health support, becoming one of the first public figures to openly discuss the emotional toll of combat. Murphy transitioned to a career in Hollywood, where he found success as an actor. He starred in more than 40 films, most notably To Hell and Back, 1955, a biographical war film based on his own memoir. In a rare and powerful performance, Murphy played himself, recreating his wartime experiences for the silver screen. The film was a box office hit and cemented his status as both a war hero and a movie star. Although he often played roles in westerns and war dramas, Murphy never saw himself as a great actor, approaching the craft with the same humility that characterized his entire life. He also dabbled in songwriting, penning several country and western songs, some of which were recorded by top artists of the day, including Dean Martin and Charley Pride. In 1957, Murphy landed a memorable role as the Utica Kid in the classic western Night Passage, sharing the screen with legendary actors James Stewart and Dan Duryea. The year 1959 proved particularly prolific, with Murphy dazzling moviegoers in 3 different westerns: The Wild and the Innocent, Cast a Long Shadow, where he was an uncredited co-producer, and the critically acclaimed No Name on the Bullet, where his intense, layered performance as a hired killer significantly elevated his reputation as a versatile leading man in the Western genre. Murphy's talents weren't confined to the big screen. In 1960, he captivated television audiences alongside Thelma Ritter in an episode of Star Time titled The Man. Beyond acting, his civic duty and patriotism shone through when he supported the U.S. Army's The Big Picture television series, appearing in and lending his trusted face to military efforts to communicate with the public. His dedication was recognized in 1960 with the prestigious Outstanding Civilian Service Medal. During this era, Murphy's creative collaborations blossomed, especially with writer Claire Huffer, who penned screenplays for 2 of his major 1961 films, 7 Ways from Sundown and Posse from Hell. Another influential partnership was with Willard W. Willingham and his wife Mary, close friends who collaborated with Murphy on projects like the 1961 television series Whispering Smith and films such as Bullet for a Bad Man, 1964, and Arizona Raiders, 1965. The Willinghams also wrote the screenplays for Gunpoint and 40 Guns to Apache Pass, 1967, which would be Murphy's final starring lead in a Western. Murphy even expanded his horizons internationally, filming Trunk to Cairo in Israel in 1966. One of the most pivotal relationships in Murphy's career was his connection with director Bud Budisher, which began unexpectedly in a boxing gym. This led to Murphy starring in the title role of Budisher's first Western, The Cimarron Kid, 1951. Their bond endured, and in 1969, Budisher wrote the script for A Time for Dying, which would be Murphy's last film, a poignant capstone to their long professional relationship. Murphy's personal life was marked by both joy and turbulence, reflecting the struggles he faced off the battlefield. In 1949, he married actress Wanda Hendricks, a well-known Hollywood figure. Their high-profile union was fraught with challenges due to Hollywood pressures, Murphy's ongoing struggles with PTSD, and the inherent difficulties of a public relationship. They divorced in 1951. Remarkably, just 4 days after his divorce from Wanda Hendricks was finalized, Murphy remarried Pamela Opal Lee Archer, a former airline stewardess. Pamela's calm demeanor and grounded personality provided a stark contrast to the glamour and turbulence of his first marriage. Pamela brought a sense of normalcy and support to Murphy's life that he desperately needed. Together, Audie and Pamela built a family, having 2 sons, Terry Michael, born 1952, and James Shannon. This second marriage lasted much longer than his first, providing him with a greater degree of personal happiness and familial support amidst the chaos of his personal struggles. For decades, the circumstances surrounding the death of Audie Murphy, one of America's most decorated World War II heroes and a celebrated Hollywood actor, have been shrouded in intrigue, speculation, and unanswered questions. The story of Murphy's life, rising from an impoverished Texas farm boy to a war hero whose bravery became legendary, is well known. But what truly happened on the day he died has long remained a perplexing mystery, leaving his fans, family, and historians searching for clarity. Recently, new evidence and investigative breakthroughs have emerged, finally offering a definitive explanation. But the truth, sadly, is far darker and more troubling than anyone hoped. For years, the official story of Audie Murphy's death was straightforward. On May 28, 1971, Murphy died in a tragic plane crash in Brush Mountain near Catawba, Virginia. The private plane he was riding in, a small twin-engine Aero Commander, went down in bad weather while flying low over mountainous terrain. Official reports attributed the crash to pilot error and poor visibility, an unfortunate accident that ended the life of a national hero at just 45 years old. However, rumors and suspicions quickly emerged, fueled by Murphy's complicated personal life, his struggles with PTSD, and whispers about shadowy figures who may have wanted him silenced. Over the years, conspiracy theories flourished. Some claimed the crash was orchestrated by intelligence agencies due to Murphy's alleged knowledge of sensitive information. Others suggested it was revenge from enemies tied to Murphy's private business dealings, or that he had been targeted by organized crime. These theories gained traction because several key details about the crash were never fully explained. Why the plane flew so low into dangerous terrain, inconsistencies in pilot testimonies, and the mysterious lack of some crucial wreckage pieces at the crash site. For decades, these lingering doubts remained unresolved, casting a shadow over Murphy's legacy. Recently, a team of independent investigators, motivated by advances in forensic technology and access to declassified government documents, undertook a thorough reinvestigation of the crash. By analyzing wreckage fragments, flight data, and weather reports with modern tools unavailable at the time, they uncovered alarming new findings that pointed to deliberate sabotage rather than accident. The investigators discovered evidence of tampering with the aircraft's control systems, wires cut or rerouted in a manner consistent with sabotage. Additionally, New interviews with previously silent witnesses and retired officials have surfaced, suggesting Murphy was under surveillance in the months before the crash. One whistleblower, who chose to come forward after decades of silence, revealed that Murphy had stumbled upon sensitive information regarding covert government operations, making him a liability to certain powerful groups. This whistleblower's testimony painted a chilling picture of a cover-up designed to make Murphy's death look like a tragic accident while silencing him permanently. The ramifications of these revelations are deeply unsettling. Audie Murphy, celebrated for his courage on the battlefield, appears to have been betrayed in peacetime by forces intent on erasing him. The mystery that was once romanticized as a tragic accident now reveals a grim reality, one of conspiracy, betrayal, and calculated violence. This dark truth tarnishes the memory of Murphy's final moments, replacing the image of a hero lost to fate with a man caught in a web of political intrigue and danger. Moreover, the impact on Murphy's family has been profound. For years, they struggled with grief and unanswered questions. Now, confronted with the reality of foul play, they are demanding a full public inquiry and justice for the man who risked everything for his country, only to be betrayed in return. Historians and military experts alike are revisiting Murphy's legacy, grappling with how this new understanding fits into the broader context of Cold War America, Hollywood's ties to government agencies, and the often hidden dangers faced by public figures who crossed certain lines. The final solution to the Audie Murphy mystery, rather than bringing closure and peace, opens a Pandora's box of troubling questions about trust, power, and betrayal. What was once thought to be a sad but straightforward accident now stands revealed as a grim reminder that sometimes even heroes can become victims of darkness far beyond the battlefield. The full story of Audie Murphy's death may never be completely known, but the unsettling truth that has finally come to light casts a long shadow over his heroic legacy, and it most certainly isn't good. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Whether you stayed for a few seconds, watched all the way through, dropped a like, or left a kind comment, you made a difference, and I felt it.